right.
Hello
up,
again.
guys?
Shit. Episode 3.
Episode 3 of the R&B podcast. My name is Ian.
I'm Manny.
If you guys didn't know, but this is the third episode. We just got back from Beyond. Feeling, well, at least for me, I'm feeling a little sick. I don't know about you, Manny. How are you feeling?
Not really. Honestly, I feel fine.
Feel fine.
I'm chilling.
Well, shit. I'm pretty sick, so fuck Beyond. But today's episode, we're just going to kind of go a little bit more on what we did at Beyond, you know, what artists we saw, who was our favorite. We're also going to talk about some hot takes, couple hot takes. I know I have one. Not sure if Manny has one for today, but we'll go into that more in detail later. And then we'll transition more to the LA lifestyle. But yeah, that's going to be basically today's episode for this week. Do you want to talk about a little bit on Beyond and
Beyond?
talk about how it started for us? Because it didn't really start off on the right foot when we got to our Airbnb.
Oh, yeah. All right. So we drove up Thursday night, right? We wanted to get there so we could sleep there and we could pregame and whatnot, so we don't have to get there Friday and then dip straight to the venue. So we're like, let's get there the night before. And we get there. Our code isn't working. Our code does not work. I was pressing every button. And honestly, I think since we messed it up so many times, we probably just locked ourselves out, kind of.
Well, I think the code that the Airbnb had, or at least the lock pad, was faulty. Yeah. I don't know. It definitely seemed like an older version or an older model.
For sure had some bugs.
It had a lot of bugs, bro. Like,
actually was glitching out for sure.
Yeah.
So we put in the code, pressed like the middle button, nothing, and like press the code again. Maybe tried button, then the code. We tried everything, and then eventually I decided to Google it. Turns out we were pressing the wrong button to begin with, but that's why I say I think we might have locked ourselves out.
Yeah.
But when I went back and pressed the code, then pressed the correct button, then it still wasn't opening. The reason why I didn't press the correct button the first time was because it just looked like the logo. I couldn't even tell it was a button. Yeah. But yeah, when I did press like right code with the button, still nothing. I tried it maybe like 5 times or so, still wasn't working.
Yeah, you tried a lot.
Yeah. And then eventually reached out to Airbnb, reached out to we try to do everything. And then crazy shit is when we try to document it, right? We're like, all right, let's get this shit on video so that way we have proof that we're doing it right and it's not fucking working.
Yeah.
We start recording and like, all right, check it out. Do button. Opens, bruh.
Yeah.
We're like, are you fucking serious? Yeah. Now that we're recording it so we can have our proof that it's not working, then it decides to work.
I think you called it too. I remember before we recorded, he was like, yo, watch this. It's going to open now because we're recording. Straight up, legit open. And I'm like, bro, we waited in his car for, was it like an hour?
It was like an hour, yeah.
We
waited
for
for like an hour.
The thing is, like, with the Airbnb, you know how they send you, like, instructions whenever you rent out an Airbnb? It tells you, you know, what to do. I just think it was really shitty with their instructions. Literally, they just gave us the code. It just said 0708, no specific way of pressing it. They didn't, you know, mention that we had to press another button after pressing the code that they gave us. And then when we tried to call them, they didn't pick up at all. We had to call the Airbnb service support team. And they tried to contact them. And did they even, like, update you or, like, say, like, oh, like, I mean, we saw your call, like,
yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, they did.
Say anything? Oh,
they did. In their defense, they were in Nashville, so they were like 3 hours ahead. We got there at 10.
I just think
so. It was like 1 a.m. their time.
I just think personally they should have just put it on their instructions, because since they're 3 hours away, like, you never know. There could be problems. Not every Airbnb is gonna be perfect. You know, the experience is never gonna be perfect. Like, I think you should have
press the button.
Yeah, like put that specific. I
agree. I agree for sure.
Yeah.
Because then, with it being our first time, how the fuck are we supposed to know?
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, that was the first night. Then we got in there. We were like, all right, fuck it. I think I don't know. I don't remember if I showered before we left or got there once we showered or got there and then showered. But then we just started drinking.
Oh, you're talking about the
first night. The first night, yeah. But then we just started drinking. We took a few shots.
Yeah.
I wasn't really trying to. Actually, I'm capping. I was gonna say I wasn't trying to get that fucked up, but now that I remember, I think I finished like
like half the SEMO.
I think because I got myself a SEMO bottle, right? Captain Morgan, because like we've talked about it a few episodes. We typically drink tequila, and I said I don't like to drink hard alc for events, but I did it, and I decided to go with SEMO because we haven't done it in a while. I mentioned how it was my college drink back in like 3rd, 4th year of college. So I was like, you know what? Let me just run it back. Got myself a handle. That first night, I think I finished like a 3rd.
Yeah. We drank
like
a lot
a third
the
of
first
a handle
night.
by myself.
I think it was more. I think we were trying to keep it cool, like drinking at a cool level. But I think when that situation happened, when we were in your car, you know, waiting, it was also cold as fuck. Like it was snowing. It was hella misty.
Yeah.
It was just like, I think once we got into the Airbnb, we were just like, fuck it. Like we were like, you know, first we were very excited. We actually fucking got into that.
Honestly, one thing that I also forgot too, to make things even worse, on our drive up, it was fucking foggy as shit.
Yeah,
I had to drive
crazy.
like 10 miles an hour down to even 5 miles an hour because I couldn't see shit. It was so foggy. And when I would turn up my high beams, it looked even worse. Yeah. So you couldn't see shit. So I was like on edge. I was so nervous. Get there, fucking code doesn't work. So it was just like shitty on top of shitty. Yeah. So
it was
that kind of led to the fucking heavy drinking that first night. So
I think we drank.
Forgot to mention that.
I know because I didn't drink the SEMO. I drank tequila. I think because our friends also decided to come late. So they ended up getting to the Airbnb around like 12?
Like 1, I think.
1, like almost 1.
Yeah.
So we were already drinking like for an hour, and then once they got there at 1, we we're like, oh
more
shit,
like 2 hours. Shit.
Yeah, more like 2 hours. And then they were in the mood to drink, so we're like, all right, let's just drink. And then, you know, we ended up drinking till like 5 or 6 in the morning.
I think I tapped out.
You tapped out a little bit earlier.
2, yeah.
But yeah, 5 or 6, and then woke up for the next day. Actually, I woke up. I didn't have a hangover for some odd reason. I don't know why. I think it was because of the liquid IVs we got.
Oh, we got a shit ton of liquid IVs,
I think,
by the way.
So what I like to do, like I like to chase my tequila with water. It's pretty shitty.
He doesn't like to do it.
I don't
he
like
just
to
does
do
it
but
for the calorie count.
For the calorie count.
But as far as likes, I don't think you could say you liked it.
Yeah, okay. Scratch that. I don't like it, but I choose to do it. And this time around, we had liquid IVs, so I was just drinking tequila, and my chase the whole time was liquid IVs. So I woke up, I was like, woke up all refreshed and nice, and then I hear like, you know, people talking upstairs, cooking. The vibes are, you know, once the festival vibe starts kicking in, you know, I got upstairs, started taking shots right away, and yeah, I think first day was pretty fun, if I say so myself.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, like he said, we got up. I was the one making breakfast. So I was making breakfast. Everybody else was taking shots. By the time I was done making the breakfast, I made some eggs and bacon. By the time I was done, some people were already fucking like buzzing. I was like, that's why I didn't want to drink, because I knew being on an empty stomach, it's going to hit quicker.
Yeah.
And then I don't want to fucking potentially tap out before the show even starts. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to eat first, and then I'm going to start drinking. But yeah, people, they started, everybody else started drinking before me.
Yeah.
And I think it was a great fucking decision on my end.
You drove there, right? To be on the first day.
I drove back.
Oh, but who? Oh, you
I drove back. I didn't drive there, no.
But you pre-gamed at the parking lot, huh?
Yes. I pre-gamed at the parking lot, and I still did pre-game at the crib, just
not as much.
After I cooked.
Oh, yeah. Makes sense.
After I cooked.
Yeah. But day one was fun though. We parked at this, was it like a pub? What do you even call a public parking lot?
Yeah.
Like a business parking lot?
Yeah. There's like a little store. And then I'm sure people that have gone to us have seen them.
Yeah.
And then there's just people at the parking lot. They charge you like $40 to park at the parking lot. it might not even be their fucking parking lot, to be honest. I never
I
never cared to ask if it might just be a random person walking up and fucking charging people. I don't
imagine.
fucking know.
That'd be kind of crazy.
It might be shit. But we just park there. It's like there's a Jack in the Box at one of the corners. It's like right there.
Yeah.
So
it's across the street from that Jack in the Box.
Yeah.
But yeah, pregame there. What time did we go into the venue? Like 6:30 that day?
Yeah, roughly like 6:30.
Yeah, we had a fat group too. We met up with some of our other friends from college, and then we all decided to go in together. So it was pretty good. The first day was fun. I didn't stay the whole night because
You didn't, huh?
No. We left a little bit early just because every time. So we were watching Excision, right? And at Excision, there were so many fucking people there. And every spot we go, we were in the front, we were in the middle, we were in the back. Every spot, there would always be a shit ton of people like pushing us and like trying to, walk past us, and they don't even say like, excuse me. So there was one time like we were in the back and there was about, I don't even know how many, but it was about 15 minutes straight of people walking in front of us and like pushing, not even say excuse me. So we were just like, bro, like fuck this. Let's just leave and just wait for everyone once, the festival's done for the day. So that was pretty ass, if I say so myself. Excision was lit though. If you guys saw Excision, that shit was crazy. Literally came out, played a fucking bangers right away. So I was kind of sad that I had to miss like the last half of his set, but it's like give and take. Didn't want to deal with all that, crowd noise. So, but I guess a question that I want to ask you is for day one, who was your favorite artist you saw or favorite set, and who was kind of, I don't know if you have one, but if there was like a disappointing set, someone you were excited for that might have, been up to standard.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like on my end, we typically don't stay at an event as long as we did this time around. We typically go in maybe a little later and leave earlier, or like if we do end up leaving later, like we came in later.
Yeah.
So for me, I think this might have been the longest I've been at an event, so I kind of forgot. So I took out my phone because I forgot who performed the first day.
Oh.
But I'm going to say favorite that I remember has got to be, first night. For sure.
There was a lot of tech house.
For the first night, Will Clark. Will Clark was my favorite set for sure. It was at like a techno stage. It seemed like the name of the stage was The Looking Glass. That stage was cool just because I like techno. And that set was really good. I liked the Wax Motif one. I liked the Tiesto set. So I'd say top 3 of those. But Will Clark, actually, Martin Eichen. Martin Eichen, my favorite artist, played too. So I still got to give it to Will Clark. Will Clark's set was sick. Mm-hmm. The other 3, it's a toss-up.
So Will Clark is like number 1 though.
Will Clark was my favorite one, my favorite set. Yes.
Was your favorite set? Okay.
Yeah, he was surprisingly. I did not expect that at all. Yeah. I just went there because I was like, you know what? Let me try to switch it up. Because I actually lost everybody. Because it was our friend group, and then we met some of our college friends, but that college friend group was like younger. It's like we knew. How do I explain it? All right, so let's say when we were 4th years, some of them were like, let's say second years, third years, but then some of the people that were with them this time around are like people that weren't even at college when we were in college. So I didn't even know these guys. So we were in our group. Ian left to go get some water.
Okay, yeah, I went to go leave for water, and I guess my friend group that I was with, they're like, "Oh, you didn't say you were leaving or whatever." Like, but I remember from my point of view, I told him because me and my little bro, we were out of water, so I do remember turning around and being like, "Hey, like we're gonna get water," but I guess It was just lost in translation.
So loud in there, so I mean,
it was it was loud in there, and so they
Not
thought
surprised.
I left, and I'm like, why would I leave with like one other person? I'm not just gonna leave like with one guy, you know, like, and so they left when we came back to the area we were in, and so we lost them, or my group basically wasn't there. I didn't know where the fuck you were.
Yeah.
I know you were actually like in the vicinity, but I think you were like a little bit more separated.
Yeah, because I mean, honestly, all night I was kind of doing my own thing.
Yeah.
Like I just kind of like I just went wherever there was space. I didn't really necessarily care about being with a group. I was just like, all right, I see some like space over here. Let me scoot that way. So at times I ended up being like fucking 10 feet away just because I was going to wherever I saw some space.
Yeah.
But yeah, to add on to his story, he left to go get water with his little bro, and then I guess the other people in our group, in our original group, left too. So then I was a few feet away. I looked back and I just saw the guys that I didn't know, the guys that were our homies' friends, but they weren't necessarily my friends. So I was just like, shit, I'm not necessarily trying to hang out with these dudes all night. I don't even know them.
Yeah.
I think, I can't remember who was performing.
I think it was.
Let me see.
I think it was either.
It was Loud Luxury. It was Loud Luxury performing, and I was like, you know what? I don't even like this music. I'm not even that cool with these guys. Like, they're cool, but like I don't really know them like that. So I was like, all right, fuck it. I'm gonna go do my own thing. That's when I ended up at Will Clark, and I stayed there for like 2 hours. I was alone for like 2 hours, and I felt like a complete fucking weirdo. Not gonna cap.
You know, I mean, like solo raving is like a big thing. You know, a lot of people do it. I don't. How did you feel? Like, did you have fun like solo raving, or were you kind of more like?
I'd say I had fun just because it's music that I liked.
Right.
If it wasn't music that I liked, I probably would have just been like, fuck, I want to leave. But since it was music that I liked.
But how was it by yourself? Just like
by myself?
Was it kind of like
it wasn't bad. Yeah, it wasn't bad. Every now and then I felt like, oh shit.
Like you would turn around and be like, oh wait, no one's here. It's just me.
Yeah, I'd like turn and be like yo, and it was like, oh fuck, like I don't know these guys. So it felt a little weird because it's my first time being completely by myself. Yeah. Like at a set. It was an experience. I'd say if anything, I guess from my point of view at least, being alone at an event makes the most sense at a techno set because like techno is very like dark and just like you don't even see shit at a techno stage typically. It's just all fucking dark as fuck, barely any lights. You're just there just to dance. So you're not even gonna see your friends, to be honest. So if you were to be alone, I feel like techno is a place to be alone at.
Yeah. Okay. Well, shit. Well, it seems like you had a fun time. The only shitty part for me day one is I basically stayed the main stage the whole time. So I didn't really get to see a lot of artists I wanted to see. I wanted to see like Zomboy and like some of the other like harder artists. But my first day was mainly consisting of like house music. So I would say like for me, the only person I really liked was Excision. But I think Tiesto and Audien went pretty hard too. They played some classic songs, so I enjoyed those sets, but didn't really get to enjoy like the full day one. Compared to you guys, I feel like you guys had definitely more of a good time. But what about day two though?
I mean,
I think
before we go to
day
two, the one person that I kind of wish I saw is Dioro, just because I'm Mexican and I heard he was playing a lot of Mexican music.
Mexican music, yeah.
I like saw videos of it, so I kind of wish I was there for a little bit, but just because of the Mexican parts. But when he mixed them, like I didn't really like the drops that went with the song. So it's like, just I wish I was there for the Mexican part, not for the drops though. But yeah, day two.
It was cool.
Day two, I'd say
because day two we basically were in our group the whole time. I don't think anyone really separated. I think we had our main group stay for the majority of the time, so that was good. Yeah,
honestly, I don't really remember the second day. Like I don't really remember it much, but I remember I was having fun. I don't remember like there's like a big patch in there that I don't remember. But Shit.
I do
it was
remember.
A good time.
I do remember a lot of the second day. And I can attest to Manny not remembering. Yeah, I could definitely see that. But for the second day, I guess my favorite artist that I saw, definitely was Flosser Damas, and what was his name? I really like Alok. I don't know if you pronounce it right, Alok or Alok. Troy Boy was good. And then who did we see after Troy? We saw Noizu, huh?
Troy Boy. Yeah, we went to Noizu. I know. I know. I saw Noizu. I don't know if you saw.
No,
Noizu.
I left for Noizu. But
So
definitely, I would say my favorite set for the first both days probably be Troy Boy. Troy Boy was lit. I don't know. He had a lot of good mixes of hip hop. Like he plays a lot of hip hop music. I remember he played this Plain Jane remix, which fucking went stupid hard. Legit, I was it was a little point where I was kind of dying down, getting a little bit tired. And I was just standing there. I was "Nine headlight." And then once he played that Plain Jane remix, legit I don't even know what happened to me. I
just came back to life.
I just came back to life. That shit was crazy. But Troy Boy was lit. I wish the only regret I have for day 2, I wish I got to see or got to saw Nightmare and Sudden. Yeah, whatever. Got to see Nightmare and Sudden Death.
Yeah.
I heard Sudden Death went crazy. I heard Nightmare had a good set, but I think it was towards the end of the night, and I was already tired. And you know how the Sudden Death fans are, they go fucking crazy. And I don't know if I was wanting to be in that crowd, because you know how Sudden Death crowd is.
Yeah, it's fucking they crazy as fuck
mosh
from what I heard.
Left and right. So
yeah,
I didn't know if I wanted to do that, but I wish I did see him. I wish I was towards the back.
Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, like I said, for the second day, I don't really remember much, but I think we were at AC Slater, right?
We were at AC Slater. He was okay. He was okay.
I was gonna say I think
okay.
I remember being at AC Slater because I think I remember liking that.
Mm-hmm.
But then after that, I don't really remember much until Noizu Metroda, because you said we saw a lock, however you pronounce it. I don't really remember that. Troy Boy, I remember the hip hop parts. I remember liking those hip hop parts, but then the drops, I was they're cool.
Drops went hard, bro.
But that's my preference. But that's really it. I don't even know if we went to any other stages.
We did go for the first half of Alok. We didn't see him because we were at the Mad Hatter stage. Mm-hmm. We were trying to see
I remember that a little bit.
Yeah, and then once we got there, dude, that shit was so packed, and everyone was just pushing each other, and we were just we were there for 10 minutes, and we're all right, we can't we can't stay here. Everyone's pushing, everyone's trying to fight through, and we were just all right, we just left after 10-15 minutes. And we saw the last half of Alok.
Yeah, honestly, I don't even remember being at the stage, but I remember walking out and seeing there's a seating area. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
That's so when you guys said we were at this different stage, I was I remember looking up, to see the bleachers. That's the one thing that I was oh yeah, I know we were there.
Honestly, I wish we got to the bleachers, because the bleachers I heard wasn't really too crazy.
I mean, you're sitting down, so I'd assume it's not crazy.
But I was just I didn't even notice the bleachers until after.
Yeah, I didn't notice them until we were on the way out. I think I tried to say something too, yo, there's bleachers, but I think everybody was walking fast. I was like, fucking not worth my effort.
Okay.
So I just
maybe
kept walking.
Maybe next time we could do it. But I guess there's one last thing I want to talk about for day 2 at Beyond, or it was after Beyond.
Oh,
God, this shit was so ass. Okay, but basically, we waited. We were at the parking lot till 2, waiting for everyone to come back.
You guys left early that night too.
Yeah, my car that was in, we were all right, hey, let's leave an hour early, get situated at the Airbnb, get ready for the, afters if anyone wanted to drink, getting the vibes going, right? So we go back a little bit earlier because they were waiting for one person in our group, but we were driving back. We get there and all vibes are high, everything's all good. And
actually, no, you missed a part, because yeah, you did. You guys did start driving back earlier, but you guys started driving back once we got to the car too, because you had to give us the keys. So we met at the end. I think we left 1:30 or so. Got to their car, got the keys from them, then they left.
Right.
And
yeah,
then,
but we still left an hour early. Yeah. And then so we get there, and I try putting in the code. It doesn't work, right? And I'm like, okay, maybe I put in too fast, or I was thinking like the same shit happened the previous
2 nights ago.
2 nights ago, and so I was waiting a couple minutes. I was like, okay, let me try it again. Didn't work again. I was like, fuck, don't tell me this shit is not gonna work. I'm doing it right. We know how to unlock it at this point. And I was like, okay, let me try one more time. And if it doesn't work, then I'm just gonna call Manny, see like what's good, what's the potential problem. So it didn't work. I call Manny. I'm like, yo, like the door's not opening, like the code's not working. And how did we find out what happened? Like,
so what happened was, we still had to wait for one person, and then when you guys told me you guys were punching in the code and it wasn't working, I was like, oh shit, it must be the same thing as the first night. But you guys told me it's turning green and it still won't open, because the thing is, the first time it wasn't turning green at all. And then as soon as we pressed it and it turned green, then it opened. But this time when it turned green, it still didn't open. So I was like, fuck. There was 2 locks. I was like, someone must have fucking put in the manual lock, not the fucking keypad lock, because the manual one you need a fucking key for, not the keypad. I was like, bruh, someone must have put that one, and it had a sign saying "Do not lock." It was
a small ass,
like fucking tiny,
small ass sign. It says "Do not lock," but it's just like majority of us citizens, right? We are in the habit of locking our doors before we leave. And that's probably what happened. Like someone's just in the habit of locking the door. And in the instructions that they gave him, they didn't mention locking the door. They didn't mention the extra key. So basically, in long story short, we were basically stuck in the car in the cold for how long? Like 3 hours? 4 hours?
We were stuck for like 3 to 4 hours, honestly.
Yeah. And they never answered. They didn't do anything. And they
Keep going.
basically, they didn't pick up until like 6 a.m.
Yeah. So what happened was that once I got there, we just kept trying it, and we're like, yeah, it's for sure the bottom lock that's not working, because it's turning green. So then I hit up the lady, and I was like, hey, it's not working again. And no responses. I don't think I hit up Airbnb
No, I don't think
this time around, because we were like, I know we fucked up. And it's not like the code itself anymore. It's like we just have to wait for the lady. And then Ian kept on hitting me up like, hey, what did you say? Like, did she reply yet? And I was like, dude, it was like, what, 4 a.m. our time, right? It's like 7 a.m. their time. I was like, I don't know.
Which 7 a.m. is a reasonable time to wake up, if I'm saying so.
Yeah, it's not too
and
bad.
If you guys own an Airbnb, right? It's like your little side business. Why? Like, if I had like my own business, I'm not gonna be non-responsive, right? Like, even if it's a little bit earlier, like, you should definitely have your phone on. I'm assuming they didn't have it on. They probably had it on vibrate or some shit.
Probably. They probably had it on silence.
And it's just like, dude, like, you think not every Airbnb experience is going to be perfect, right? And it's just like, you should have your phone on just in case if, your customers need help or something happens. But if all this shit wouldn't have happened if they put that in the instructions before we got there.
Yeah, so then I mean, we didn't even tell them like what the instructions were. But all right, so eventually they replied like at 5:30 maybe. 5:30 in the morning, so like 8:30 their time. And they're like, hey, were you able to get in? I was like, no, we're still waiting outside. She's like, okay, so for the next step, it's going to be a little, I guess, scary, dangerous. Yeah, a little dangerous because it was snowing. So she was like, be very careful when you try this. She was like, there's a basement. You have to get down there and get this key. She sent me a picture. And, bruh, the snow had turned into ice. So you had to go down on fucking ice. Your shoes aren't going to grip no ice. So if you fucking tried to go on it, you were going to slip down until you hit a tree or something, which might have been even past the basement. Mm-hmm. So me and my other buddy, we were just like, fuck, like we can't go down the right side because this is straight up ice. Maybe through the left side. I noticed that the neighbor's house was lower. It's like, oh shit, you start at a lower point. You just have to try to like go sideways and hit the house or something, and the house stops you. But when we went, that snow was actually softer, which we're like, oh shit, we could walk on this. Walked through. There was some slippery parts. Our buddy actually fell and he slipped. He said like 5 feet down, like, which isn't bad, but like still he slipped.
He was fully like under the snow or what?
No,
you said 5 feet.
No, he slipped 5 feet like along the ice,
like
along the ice,
feet,
not in, like along the ice.
He would have been all the way in at that point.
No, along the ice. He slipped 5 feet along the ice, and then I think what stopped him was that it just leveled out because it was like the basement floor area.
Mm-hmm.
But then we just had to keep going around and then go up a tiny little bit, and that shit was fucking scary. Yeah. Eventually went up, unlocked it, got everybody in, and it was like 6:15 by this point. And
yeah, so
that was
all
fucking
post
ass.
Drinking vibes were all out the window, all
Yeah.
gone. But yeah, that was basically our Beyond experience. Yeah, it definitely was a good time overall. I'll probably give it a 7 out of 10 experience.
Yeah,
But,
honestly, it was the event itself was fun. The Airbnb experience was not so fun.
Yeah. But yeah, fuck you, Airbnb owners. That's all I gotta say. But anyways,
I don't really blame them.
I blame
They're
you
3
guys.
hours ahead.
I blame you. I don't blame you. If you think they're not at fault for not putting instructions of what to do, of if anything happens, and not being responsive ever, and then the whole trip, then like I don't know. I think you're giving them too much leeway at this point.
Yeah, I mean,
because I feel like that's 2 chances already for that to not to happen. And if you want people, if you want to have your P's not be called, it's like, why not put those instructions on?
So I agree with the with the instructions part. I just don't agree with the responsiveness part.
Oh,
just
yeah, no, I
because, like,
definitely. If you're an Airbnb owner, like you're just gonna not respond to people that are using.
But I
Airbnb?
mean, the thing is, you're not gonna stay up 24/7 if fucking an Airbnb.
Dude, you text them they could have responded at 3 or 4. That's 6, 7 in the morning. That's a reasonable time for middle-aged people. They're probably in their 30s, I'm assuming, a little bit older, married couple. Like you're telling me they're not gonna be awake they're gonna be awake at like 9.
They didn't wake up until like 8. Dude, are you like okay?
8:30.
Yeah, you could expect them to wake up at 6, but like if they woke up at 6,
or they don't need to wake up at 6. But if you're texting them, why not respond? Why not have your phone on non-silent?
Yeah,
that's what I'm trying to get at. I'm not saying they should wake up at 6 every morning, but why do you not have your notifications on?
Yeah,
because if you're texting them, if you're calling them, because we were texting and calling them, how the fuck are they not answering? They should have it on to where you'd be like, oh, what the fuck? Why am I getting a call at 6 in the morning? Oh, shit. It's the people in my Airbnb. What's up? It's probably important. Oh, I don't know. Right? Like, that's what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying, like, they should fucking wake up at, like, fucking 6 in the morning. But, all right, whatever. All I got to say, fuck the Airbnb people. But I guess it kind of – so that's going to be the end of that Beyond segment.
Yeah, we're not talking about Beyond anymore until actually one thing. Last thing about Beyond. Tickets came out, or tickets come out tomorrow. We're gonna cop them. Are we gonna cop them?
Oh,
yes.
Are we?
No.
Oh, shit, I don't know. I was low key just gonna wait. To be honest.
All right. I mean, we could wait, but I just thought I'd throw it out. Tickets come out Friday.
I don't think
tomorrow.
Beyond's like the festival where like you would pre-purchase a year early. I think you only do that with like Coachella or EDC.
Yeah.
Like those kind of festivals are like the ones that you
like the big ass ones.
The big ass ones, yeah. But Beyond is like. It's like
mid-sized, yeah.
But yeah, wanting to transition on this next topic. I don't know if you've like seen it a lot on like I guess you don't even go on TikTok, but on your social media apps. But I guess a hot take that I wanted to talk about here today is people who I don't know if you've seen videos of like people who don't use chopsticks at Asian restaurants. Have you ever seen any of those or
no? I haven't seen
or
that, no.
And it's also not even that specific, but kind of more in tune of like people who go to culture restaurants, like they go to a Mexican joint or Asian joint, and not order food from that specific restaurant. They would get like an example is if you're going to, you know, a sushi restaurant, right? And obviously a sushi restaurant's not going to have like chicken tenders, but say they do on the side. And your friend goes to you for the sushi restaurant, but they order chicken tenders instead. But my hot take is just like, I generally don't understand people who do that. Like people who don't. Like if you're going to a culture restaurant, why not embrace the culture? Like, why is it so? Like, why are you? I
mean, I agree with the like not buying like that culture's food. Mm-hmm. I just got to defend myself for the chopsticks part.
The chopsticks
because,
I feel like that's right. Yeah.
So I feel like I am finally getting the hang of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like the main reason why I have been kind of against, I guess you could say, like using chopsticks is because I don't want to learn at a restaurant where we're like I'm trying to eat and like, bruh, imagine everybody finished their food, but I'm still here trying to figure out how to like get the food up. It's like I just want to eat it and then maybe practice like at a more chill setting. But I feel like mainly like when we went to like get sushi or anything like that, it was in fat groups. So it's like everybody's going to be eating and it's not going to be a very chill setting to like for me to learn.
Right.
But now I've been learning because it's been like, oh, we're going to go between like 2-3 people and that's it. So it's like, all right, fuck it. Let me just start practicing so I can get the hang of it. But if it's like fucking 10, it's like, bro, I'm just going to fucking get a fork.
Yeah, this motherfucker, every time we go to Asian like restaurants or Asian themed, he always has to ask. He's like, oh, can I please get a fork? And every time I'm like, bro, just learn the damn chopsticks. I'm like, it's not hard. You could literally get a lot of Asian restaurants. I don't know if you guys know, but a lot of Asian restaurants has those beginner ones. Like the ones that people don't, like if you don't know how to use chopsticks or if it's like little kids that are like kind of learning, they have those. So I feel like next time we do go, you should get one of those. But I don't know. I just think like people who order forks at Asian restaurants, I'm just like, it's like a disappointment, you know, like, especially if it's like one of my friends or like one people I know. I'm like, oh, bro, like, come on, like, we've been going to Asian restaurants.
I'm just not trying to struggle to eat. I'm just not trying to struggle to eat. Like,
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck if you take long to eat. I will.
Oh, I care.
You out. I will help you out. I will train you. I'll fucking give you like, classes right then and there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just not trying to take forever to eat. It's like I'm there to eat, so it's like fuck. The fork's the easiest way to go, but. Like I said, I'm learning now. I just don't really like. I don't really use it for like noodles yet. I'm not fucking that advanced.
I mean, shit. It's not even for noodles. Like just do it for like
sushi. Like sushi, I do it. Meat, I can. Like, I just don't. Yeah, like it just really depends on what it is. On what it is.
Yeah. Eventually, hopefully you'll get the hang of it.
I know. I'll get the hang of it eventually.
But I would say to you guys, like, comment below if. You know, if you agree with, you know, people who don't use chopsticks at a restaurant, Asian restaurants, if you think that's weird, or if you think that's normal to do. Also, do you have any friends that order, like, non-cultural foods at certain restaurants?
Honestly, not that I can think of, but I was trying to think of, like, when would somebody order that? And it's like... Only examples I could think of is if like that person really doesn't like that food.
Yeah, and then like, we like force them to go.
Yeah, it's like okay, like we're in a group and everybody likes ramen, but like I mean I love ramen, but let's say if everybody loves ramen, but I happen to not like it, but I don't want to be that one person like oh I'm not gonna go. So it's like maybe they just go like fuck it, I'm gonna go with you guys, but they're like I don't like that food, I'm gonna get something else. That's the only example I could think of. But like
I actually had a lot of friends. Like, I had a lot of friends like that because I'm from Orange County, so I'm surrounded by a lot of white people, and it's especially in my city there's not a lot of cultural restaurants, so a lot of people who grow up there are not exposed to that. And I do remember when I think I was in high school, I went out to eat with a couple of my friends, and we went to a Mexican restaurant. We don't have in Orange County. There's like. Or at least the city I lived at, like the most authentic Mexican restaurant would be like Baja Fresh or like Taco Bell, which is pretty sad. But we went to an authentic Mexican restaurant. We had to drive a little bit to it, so that's why. But I remember one of my friends legit because some Mexican restaurants they do have like burgers, like like American food.
That, Typically, it's in the kids menu.
Yeah, it's on the kids menu, so it's like not even a full meal. And this guy's like, he's like 6 foot already in high school. He's a big guy, and he orders from the kids menu just because they had fries and they had fucking grilled cheese sandwich. So he orders fries and grilled cheese sandwich, and we were like, bro, like what? Why are you ordering this? We're literally at a Mexican restaurant. You agreed to come, right? There was no problems, like. And he's like, oh, like, I don't know. This food is just too, it's too different. It's too weird. Like, I can't eat this right now. Like, he wasn't comfortable trying it for the first time. We were like 15, 16. So we were pretty young, I guess. But I was just like, dude, like, Mexican food is probably the least weird cultural food. Like, if you're talking weird, I would say there's some Asian cultures that might have some, interesting foods that people won't eat. But Mexican is pretty normal, I think. Like, it's just
like fucking
tacos.
Tortillas.
Yeah, it's just like tacos and burritos, and maybe it's just like a little bit more spicier than, what Americans usually eat. But I feel like Mexican food is like a good gateway to try like different cultures.
Yeah.
But he said that shit, and I was like, bro, we just ordered tacos. Like, what? I was so baffled by that. Yeah. And I just brought this take up just because I've seen a lot of TikTok videos on my feed of people ordering just American food at like culture restaurants. So I just thought that was interesting.
It's just kind of honestly
and
kind
weird,
of a waste of a trip like to that place. Like, just don't even fucking go to that place,
shit,
bro.
Grilled cheese sandwich, just make that shit at home. Like, so like I don't understand. But
yeah, I mean, I don't even eat grilled cheese sandwiches, but why do people even go to restaurants for a grilled cheese? Like,
that's a whole nother topic.
In general,
too.
Why do people?
That's a whole nother topic too. Like,
why does somebody fucking go somewhere to buy a grilled cheese sandwich? Make it at fucking home.
Yeah, I think I
don't eat them, but make it at fucking home.
Yeah, I think people who order grilled cheese sandwiches, people who order chicken tenders at restaurants, and I think those two are kind of like the.
What was the second one you said?
Chicken tenders.
Chicken
tenders and grilled cheese are like the two staples of basic foods that a lot of Americans would order, and I just don't understand it at all. Cause chicken tenders are so, oh my god, they're so fucking basic. Like, and a lot of restaurants it's not handmade. Like, they probably just have it like a frozen batch, and just fucking put it in the microwave.
I mean, since we're on the topic of chicken tenders, what do you think about like boneless wings? Oh, boneless wings. Oh, that's basically a fucking chicken nugget with sauce. I actually now that I remembered, I saw that somebody was suing like Wingstop or B-Dubs or something because they were saying that they were just giving chicken nuggets with sauce instead of wings.
Yeah.
Which basically is fucking true.
It is. That whole debate.
I used to do that, though.
Comment below as well if you're a bone-in person or if you're a boneless person. Me, I fucking hate boneless, and I hate people who like boneless.
Honestly?
I'm going to say straight up, I fucking hate the argument. I don't hate, you specific, but I hate the argument people use for boneless. Legit, the argument, oh, I'm lazy. I don't want to eat around the bone.
That's the thing, though. Like,
I'm like, dude,
I used to be that person, though.
Oh, really?
I used to be that person in college.
Oh, shit.
Just because, like, I was lazy. Not going to cap. Because, like, especially if you're going to dip shit in ranch, like, I don't want to fucking get all messy. So, even at, like, Cajun restaurants where you get the fucking shrimp in the sauce, I would never do that. I would never get that. I would get, like, fried shrimp or some shit on the side. Yeah. Like because I just didn't want to get my hands hella dirty. But eventually I just got to a point where I was like, you know what? Let me get like bone-in wings a shot because everybody says they're so much better. Yeah. Which they fucking are. Well, they're so much better.
A different part, like the wings and the drums are actually part of the chicken.
Yeah.
Nothing's processed. It's literally natural, organic chicken. Mm-hmm. But boneless, it's mainly all processed chicken that they get from who knows where. That they just cover up, they batter it and fry it. And toss them in the sauce, but it's legit not fucking bone-in wings, which doesn't make
boneless. Yeah,
I hate that shit
so much. After trying the bone-in wings for the first time, and I was like, you know what, these are fucking great. Mm-hmm. Then I was open to trying the shrimp.
Yeah.
Cajun
and then
food.
that's been good, huh?
And then I fucking love it. I fucking love Cajun
Who
food.
would have thought, you know, when the
Fucking
food
love it.
actually
It's like my
comes
favorite food.
naturally from the animal, from the source, who would have thought it would be better than processed shit?
I know shit.
Oh,
Doesn't
it's so surprising.
it doesn't really make sense.
That's why I
Yeah,
just don't
nah.
understand. Like, I just hate that argument. And there's an actual big like boneless like group of people. Whenever I see like videos on TikTok about it, there's actually a lot of fucking boneless fans. And legit, all of them are the same argument, just like, oh, I don't want to move the bone. I'm so lazy. It's so much cleaner. And I'm like, bro, just try, or at least don't call it boneless.
It is. Yeah.
Just don't call it boneless wings.
It is
just
cleaner.
Call it chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, don't call them, because when you're insinuating they're boneless, it's them getting the wings and the drums, physically removing the bone from that wing and using that same meat. But they're not. They're just using processed chicken from, you know, whatever. And then,
But honestly, maybe it's like a fucking like appetizement, or if that is even a word, appetizing thing.
yeah,
that why they call it
it's
a wing,
just
because who the fuck's gonna go in and order fucking lemon pepper nuggets? Like, I don't think that even sounds good. So I think they probably did it because
obviously
it sounds better.
yeah, it's
But
obviously for.
They should call it fucking lemon pepper tenders. Just call it tenders, chicken tenders.
I mean, I think it's for marketing for sure. And you know, it's like, you know, bone in versus boneless. You know, which one do you prefer? And obviously, it's all just like marketing tactics.
Like what is it? Boneless pizza? Don't they have that now?
What the fuck
I
is that?
when I saw boneless pizza somewhere. Let me look this up.
I have no clue what he's talking about.
I need to
Unless it's like a meme. Is it like a meme? Like people,
might have been.
People like joke around and be like, "Oh, I like boneless pizza," compared to like, you know, regular pizza.
I could have sworn I saw.
I can see that if it's a meme. Like, honestly,
I could have sworn I saw like that someone actually made it though, which I was like, "What the fuck?"
Like,
maybe I'm tripping, but
put boneless wings on pizza.
But I could have sworn I saw like a boneless pizza somewhere, like it was an actual thing. I might be tripping.
I think it's a meme. That's
I know it's a meme for sure.
I think it's a
but
meme.
I think I could have sworn I saw it like on a menu.
Yeah, but
which I was like, no shit, it's fucking boneless. It's fucking pizza.
Yeah, that's all I gotta say about that whole debate. Yeah, just fuck you, boneless people. But anyways.
Agreed.
Kind of derailed on that, but I'm glad we talked about it, because obviously you probably could tell I got kind of riled up on that. So, you know, I definitely had an opinion behind that.
Yeah, that's for sure.
But I know what I want to talk about, and what we kind of brought out last week's episode too was the LA clubs, the LA lifestyle.
Oh yeah.
We touched a little bit on it last episode, but kind of wanting to go more in detail this week about it. But we've been here 7 months. Or 7-8 months,
roughly
7-8 months. We've been going out basically every weekend. We tried many clubs in many different cities, many different parts of LA. And
7.
Yeah, I'm wanting to ask you, what has been your top 3 favorite clubs that we've gone to so far? No order though. It doesn't have to be specific order.
Okay.
You know, just which ones have you enjoyed the most?
That's actually a pretty good question. It's kind of hard to answer. Oh, Club 54.
This guy says hard to answer right away.
I just didn't remember. Club 54. I like it. It's in Pasadena. That one's pretty good.
Yeah.
Terracotta, I think, is pretty cool. So that's an easy 2 right there. And the third, I don't really have a third.
Yeah, I'm trying to think like my third too. 'Cause I know I got 2 for sure.
Only 2? Club 54 and Terracotta. Because, I mean, shit, actually, I think we just got to revisit a few, because there's been some that we went to that we just didn't really get a good idea of how it was, like Lock and Key, for example. I thought it was pretty cool. We've only gone once, though.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know if I like it enough just because we've only gone once. But from the one time I went, I liked it.
Yeah. I think for me, my top 3 clubs in LA, it's all in K-Town, obviously. But no specific order. I'm going to say Terracotta would be the first club. If you guys are looking at a club that's basically more of like the 20 to 25, 26-year-old crowd, that's probably the best bet. It's also the biggest club, I think, in K-Town, right? Terracotta.
I think so.
So, and they play a lot of like EDM /hip hop. So if you're in that range, that's definitely the crowd for you. I actually like Mama Lion as well. I know you didn't really like it, but Mama Lion's pretty cool. If you guys are looking for an older crowd, Mama Lion is the way to go. Definitely a lot of 30-year-olds and up at Mama Lion. And
yeah, I was like, I think 27 and older. I'd say.
Yeah, I think the one knock about Mama Lion is the
setup.
The setup is really weird. It's like you have
the bars.
The bar's in the middle, and that takes up majority of the club, and all the tables are outside of the bar, and there's like a little hangout section in between, and the DJ is like in the corner.
Oh.
When you walk in Mama Lion, the DJ's all the way in the back corner. So the setup is weird. I'll tell you that. But yeah, I like Mama Lion, and I know you said we've only been to Lock and Key once, but I actually really like Lock and Key. I like the setup of Lock and Key because there's like an indoor portion and
actually,
didn't we go
portion. Twice? Ooh, I
could have sworn. I think we just went once.
I could have sworn we went
for homie's birthday.
Yeah, but then didn't we go for Halloween? I could have sworn we went in there when people were wearing.
No, we didn't go to Lock.
Where did we go for Halloween?
It was there was a bunch of bars. What do you call it?
But that was one night. But didn't we went out twice that weekend. I'm pretty sure I remember going
we went to Lock and Key,
into Lock and Key and seeing people in. No, I'm tripping.
I don't think so. But those are my top 3: Terracotta, Lock and Key, and Mama Lion. And I guess an honorable mention probably General Lee's.
Yeah,
General Lee's is cool. That's in Chinatown, I think. It's like a General Lee's. It's an Asian club too, right? Yeah, it's an Asian club, obviously.
Yeah,
it's General Lee's, but that's an honorable mention. General Lee's is cool.
I think it's in Chinatown. Yeah,
it's in Chinatown.
It's cool. It's cool. And then I mean, just to give a breakdown of the other ones, like Lock and Key, I think plays more hip hop.
Yeah, Lock and Key, more hip hop. Mama Lion, it's more throwback.
Yeah, it's very throwback heavy.
Yeah, throwback music. To please, the 30-year-olds out there.
It just sounds like he's hating on like.
I'm not hating.
A little bit older.
That's why I like Mama Lion. I like seeing all the a little bit older women there. But those are my top clubs. And
then I mean to go over my two that I said Terracotta he already went over, but Club 54. Club 54 is more of a Hispanic club. Yeah, it has 3 floors. The bottom floor typically plays reggaeton. Main floor, which is like the second floor, I guess. We'll call it main floor. That one, it kind of changes. One time they were playing Mexican music, but one time I could have sworn they were playing EDM.
Yeah.
And then the fourth, what the fuck? I'm tripping. Second floor. The second floor, I think they kind of switch it up. I remember hearing like hip hop there, some Spanish music too. So it's they kind of go over all the different types of music.
I think last time they just played all reggaeton music, or majority of the time.
I think
all 3 floors there.
Yeah, I think but the crowd is like same thing, like 21 to like 27 it seems ish roughly. So I like it. It's pretty cool.
Club 54 is cool.
What other clubs have we gone to?
I mean, we've gone to a couple clubs in Santa Monica as well.
Have I gone to Santa Monica clubs? I don't
know. Pretty sure.
Oh, 12-12.
There's 12-12, yeah.
Yeah. 12-12. I don't remember that night though, so I don't remember if it was good or not.
And then there was what's that other one called? Low key forgot what the other one.
Victorian?
The Victorian? Is it called that? So
isn't there one like Treehouse? Oh, we went to Treehouse.
Treehouse too.
That shit sucks.
Treehouse sucked ass. Fuck Treehouse.
I mean, maybe just the one night we went, but there's a club, Treehouse. They charged us a fucking entry fee. They didn't let a few of our friends in, but it's because we had there was a birthday party, and then they decided to do like tattoos and like fucking photos or some shit like that was the theme. So a lot of people walked in with like hella face tats, like tatted everywhere. So the security guards didn't let them in, and we were in there. The crowd wasn't even that lit. The music was okay. So it's like, I don't know. It was like whatever. It's just because the people weren't lit. we had to pay. We left fucking quick. So that place I don't really fuck with. I don't know if I'm gonna go back again. But do you remember the name of the club where we went to go see that event recently? Where we bought the Henny shots. I fucking hate Henny. Henny shots. Let me look it up on my phone.
To see that DJ, right?
Yeah, we saw a DJ there.
Oh yeah, I don't remember that club.
I thought it was okay. Yeah. I thought it was okay. Nothing crazy. It was called Avalon.
Avalon, okay.
Avalon.
Yeah.
Went to Avalon. It was okay. But we went to go see an event, so I don't know what it's like as a club. So I can't really speak on Avalon as like a club. Just like the one event we went to. It was okay.
I know. Oh, another honorable mention as well is Academy LA. That club is lit.
Have I gone?
We've been to Academy a couple times.
Is that the time they went for like the like hella older music?
Yeah.
I remember that. It was cool.
Academy's
I think I've
cool.
only gone once.
Yeah, I think
it was alright.
If you're going there, obviously it depends on who you see, but I think the club itself is like, it's like a borderline of a club, but it can get away with being like a small venue. I think the only downside with Academy is that it's a cover fee. I think it's like $15. So
I think so.
That's the only downside with Academy, but other than that, like I think that's a good one as well.
One that I just remembered about Views Music Bar. They have the event No Requests.
Oh yeah,
that one.
Torrance.
It's pretty small.
That's such a weird location.
Yeah,
it's an odd
It's
location.
like right next to like a fucking Walmart.
It's next to a
Walmart,
shit. Bro.
Like it's okay. I wouldn't really like. I don't know if your friends are going then and you have a crowd to go with, then it might be fun. But like,
I
the
think
vibes aren't really that lit.
I think it'd be better. It was just because when we went, it was the second opening. It was that second weekend that it was officially open.
I heard the first one was lit.
Yeah, so it really depends. But yeah, it's just a weird location.
Remember Sip?
Oh, Sip. Yeah, Sip. Hey, Sip is a good club. It's in Little Tokyo.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's where we met basically all of our LA friends.
Yeah. That's where we met our LA friends. Where they met. Everybody else met except me. I wasn't there because I left home early.
Yeah, we could tell that story in the future.
Yeah, we'll tell that story in the future. But I left home early, and yeah.
Yeah, I think we just basically bumped into them after the clubs and decided. Yeah.
Then we went. We've gone to Clifton's. That was the one in downtown. Clifton's. Yeah, it has like 3 floors. It was fuck. When if you remember when Kelly went with us, Serena's friend.
Oh yeah. That one had 2 stories, right? Or 3 stories?
3
stories. It had like 3. What do you call it? Like it's like a Hawaiian theme on the third one.
The tiki bar at the top. Tiki bar. There you go.
Yeah, the tiki bar.
That one was cool. It was cool.
That one also has a cover charge though. So if you guys are like don't fuck with cover charge or if you don't fuck with that, like put that in account with a couple of these clubs. I know Academy and what was it called? Was it
Victoria?
The one that you just talked about.
Oh, the one I just talked about. Clifton's.
Academy.
That was like
Clifton
$20, I think.
Yeah, that shit was tax for the cover fee.
I think that's it. I don't see any more clubs on my statement.
Briefly, we're not gonna go in specifics on every single club we went to because obviously that's. Yeah. But what we can do, like for the future episodes, we could talk about like 2 clubs specifically, pick 2 clubs, and then go more in detail about it.
Yeah.
If you guys want to see that, just let us know.
Actually,
comment below.
Yeah. If you watch this, comment any clubs you recommend because we're always on the search for like lit areas. I personally like diverse areas just because if it's gonna be a diverse group, I want everybody to like it. Just because like Ian here likes K-Town, he's Korean, but let's say we have some of our other friends who are not Korean. They're not necessarily going to want to go there because like 99% of the people there are Korean. And whenever I go, I'm like one of 2 non-Asian people there. So whenever I go, I'm out of place, but I'm still there turning up. I'm still having a good time myself. But like I stand out. I personally like more like diverse areas just because we have a diverse group. Ian's Asian, I'm Mexican. We have white friends too. We have we're a diverse group. Yeah. So if everybody could like it, that'd be best. So I suggest, or if you can, comment diverse clubs so we can check those out. Or any clubs, though. We're open at all suggestions just because we go everywhere. Like, Ian goes to Mexican clubs with me. Yeah. He's the fucking only Asian there, so like we're down for anything. Yeah. We're down for anything.
But yeah, just let us know. And I think we could if you guys want us to talk about like couple clubs specifically, we'll definitely do that as well in the future episodes because I kind of want to go more in detail of like experiences at those clubs, like what to expect. If there are red flags on that club, like don't go to that club. Yeah, but
I mean, it was just a general overview, I guess, on our end from what we experienced.
Yeah, but I think that's pretty much it for this week's episode.
Yeah. Sum it up.
To sum up everything, definitely. I guess just let us know which clubs to go to. I'm sorry, like lost train of thought.
Honestly, to sum it up. Don't fucking get an Airbnb in Lake Arrowhead when it's fucking snowing because that's just going to be fucking ass. Mm-hmm. Get fucking bone-in wings if you're fucking going to go get wings.
Yeah.
Suggest some clubs so we could rate them for you guys. Mm-hmm. Fucking Noizu was lit. Machoda was lit. I forgot to mention Machoda earlier. Shit, what was your fucking hot take earlier? If you're at a fucking cultural restaurant, try the cultural food.
Yeah.
Because you might not even know if you like it or not. I didn't mention it earlier, but for the longest time, I hated sushi because I tried sushi once when I was like 13, and it was just not good sushi, I guess.
Yeah.
But I tried it. I fucking did not like it for shit. So I was like, what the fuck? Like, that's ass.
Yeah.
And then I never tried it again until like 10 years later. I was like fucking 23, 22 or something.
Very recently.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it was like 3 years ago when I tried sushi again. And I was like, what the fuck? This is sick. But I will say the sushi that I tried was at Sushi Confidential. It was a fucking hot Cheetos roll. So me being Mexican, I was like, fuck it. I'm going to get that hot Cheetos roll. Yeah. And I think the main reason why I didn't originally like it was because I'm not used to like uncooked meat. So I was like, I like tempura typically. So that's why I try to stay away from sushi. But I fuck with it now. I fuck with ramen. I fuck with everything.
Yeah, definitely. Just try new food.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say.
Be open-minded.
But if you guys enjoyed this week's episode, please give us a like.
Subscribe.
Comment,
share with
comment
everybody.
What you want us to talk about next. That'll definitely help. Sorry about the technical difficulties. That kind of cut off a little. Whatever shit happens.
We're still trying to figure everything out.
Still trying to learn. So third episode.
Bear with us.
But yeah, let us know what you guys want to hear next, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.